Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show how to create a contact section design using HTML and CSS. This is the design we're going to be creating. We have this contact right here, this nice icon, this form box, and this nice field, as you can see. Okay. Before we get started, if you are new here, on this channel I post web design and web development tutorials that will help you improve your skills and become a better web developer. If you want to do that, make sure to hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell notification icon and select all so that you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. With that being said, let's get started. By the way, I'm going to be providing a link in the description where you can get this background image so you can grab that and code along with me. Alright, let's get started. I have an empty folder here on my desktop and I opened it with my text editor, which in my case is Visual Studio Code. I'm gonna create an index.html file, style.css, and I'm gonna create a folder called images. And I'm gonna grab this image and place it in the images folder. And let's also open this in the browser. Okay, let's go to the index.html file, give it a basic structure, change the title to contact section, link our CSS style sheet, so link style.css, and let's go to Font Awesome, and you need to create an account and then go here and go to kits. You need to create a kit. And now you're gonna copy this kit code and paste it above the CSS style sheet in the head area. Let me wrap the text. Okay, now let's start with the body. I'm gonna say section, give it an ID of contact, and inside here I'm gonna create a div with a class of container. Inside the container I'm gonna put an h2 and say contact. Below the h2 I'm going to create a div with a class of form container, and inside another div with a class of form wrapper, and inside here I'm going to put our icon i.fas.fa-envelope, and I'm going to say make it bigger, give it a class of fa-7x. And below this I'm going to create a form, delete the action, we don't need that. Let me scroll a bit, and I'm going to create a div with a class of form group, so form-group, and inside the form group I'm going to put a label and say for name, name, and below the label an input type of text, and let's copy this 2 more times, 1, 2, change this to email, the name email, and the type change it to email, and the last one, label for message, and change this, delete this input type text and put text area, delete this, and I'm gonna say rows equals 10, and below the last form group I'm gonna put an input with a type of submit and the value send, and that should be it for the HTML. Let's refresh. Okay, so this is it. It doesn't look very good, but this is the markup, and now we gotta style it and make it look good. We're gonna go to the style sheet style.css, but first I'm gonna go to fonts.google.com. I'm gonna search for oops, forgive me. I'm gonna search for railway. Click. Need the regular one and the bold one. Okay. Go to embed, import. Copy this. Sorry about this. I'm gonna paste it on the first line in the style.css file. Text wrap, and let's start. I'm gonna select everything with the asterisk and set margin to 0, padding to 0, and box sizing border box. For the HTML, I'm gonna say font size 10 pixels. For the body, give it a font dash family of railway and sans serif. Container, max width 1100 pixels, margin 0 auto, and padding 0 and 3 rem. Let's refresh. As you can see, our styles are in effect. And now let's start with the actual contact section. So I'm gonna say hashtag contact, give it a background of URL and images, and select the image. Background dash repeat, no repeat. Background size cover, and padding bottom 15 rem. Now for the H2, so contact H2, give it a color FFF, font size 3.6 rem, font weight 400, text align center, and padding top 6 rem. Okay, there it is. Now let's take care of the horizontal line, and for that I'm gonna say contact H2 column after, give it a content of empty, leave it empty, display of block, margin 0 auto, margin top 1.5 rem, width 15 pixels, background FF9E44, okay, and height 3 pixels. Okay, so far so good. Now let's move on to the form container. So I'm gonna say contact dot container dot form dash container, display flex, justify content center, and align items center. Okay, good. Now I'm gonna say contact dot form wrapper, and the position, give it a position of relative, z index 1, width 850 pixels, height 750 pixels, margin top 16.5 rem. Okay, good. Now I'm gonna say contact dot form wrapper column before, position set it to absolute, content leave it empty, background I'm gonna say 293554, width 100%, height 100%, and I'm gonna say border radius 10 pixels, and top let's say I'm gonna say opacity 0.5, and z index -1, and I believe that should be it. Okay, so now we have this nice form wrapper. Okay, good. Now let's take care of this icon. So I'm gonna say contact dot form wrapper I, position absolute, left 50%, transform translate x -50%, color white, display inline block, background use that orange color, so FF9E44, padding 5 rem, border radius 50% to make it a circle, and the top -8 rem. Okay, now so far so good. Let's work on the label. So contact form wrapper form group label, and the color, use that orange color, FF9044. Font size, let's say 2.4 rem. Font weight, make it 700 so it will be bold, and margin top 1 rem. 1 rem. Okay. Now let's select the form wrapper. So contact.form wrapper, display flex, justify content center, and align items center. Okay, good. Contact form wrapper dot form group column first child. I'm gonna say margin top 8 rem. Okay. Now I'm gonna say contact dot form wrapper dot form group display flex, justify content space between width 700 pixels, and margin bottom 3.7 rem. Okay, good. Now let's use the flex property. So I'm gonna say contact, let's see, contact.form wrapper dot form group label flex 1, and contact.form wrapper dot form group input, and comma, and copy this and say text area, and I'm gonna say flex. Sorry about this. I'm gonna say flex 3. Okay, good. Now I'm gonna say background transparent, and border 1 pixel solid, and use that orange color, and border radius 10 pixels, padding 1.5 rem 1 rem, and give it a font size of 2 rem, color of white, and font family of railway, and sans serif. Okay. Now I want to remove these ugly white borders when I highlight, so I'm gonna use the focus. So contact that dot form wrapper dot form group input column focus. Copy this, change this to text area column focus, and say outline none. Okay, and that should do it. Okay, now we have the button. So contact form wrapper input type equals submit. I'm gonna say display block, background, use that orange color, font size 2.4 rem, font weight 700, color white, border none, width 75%, margin left auto, padding 1.5 rem on top and bottom, and 0 on left and right, border radius 10 pixels, cursor pointer, opacity 0.5, transition opacity 0.5 seconds, and letter spacing 3 pixels. Okay, and write this again: contact.form wrapper input type equals submit, and hover, and I'm going to say opacity 1, and that should be all. Let's save, and as you can see, this is our contact form. Okay, this needs to be an email, obviously, but this is the design. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.